Hi betting experts, on Saturday December the 9th we've got 8 races on ITV on Saturday. The best of the action from Aintree and Sandown. The ground, well, it's sure to be pretty testing at both tracks. Sandown in particular had a lot of rain on Friday evening and night time. There's forecast that's pretty wet for Saturday at the time of recording. Hopefully we get the quality of fields that we look like we're going to. We start off with our betting expert Daily Nap, sponsored by Bet365. This runs in the 225 at Sandown. It's the Rachel Blackmore handicap hurdle, a 2-mile class 2 for 3-year-olds and upwards, and I think Impose Toi can defy the handicapper here. Now, he's a rapidly improving young hurdler. He was extremely heavily supported by all the right people when landing an almighty touch at Cheltenham last time out, cruising through the race, barely off the bridle, winning in the style of a horse that very rarely do win like that at Cheltenham. He's got loads more to come. Now, they haven't missed him. He's gone up £10 and it's much deeper ground here. It was nearly good at Cheltenham that day, but he's got loads more to come as he settles down. They're going to go a strong pace here. He'll be ridden with patience and confidence by de Bourneville and hopefully can lead after the last. Our betting expert value angle selection, sponsored by Bet365, goes in the 205. It's the Beecher Handicap Chase, a premier contest for 6-year-olds and upwards over the sapping 3-mile 2 national fences, and I think Lounge Lizard is overpriced here at around 20 to 1. The Henry Daly in good form at the minute, had a nice winner at Ludlow in the week, and this stayer remains open to plenty more improvement after just 6 career starts so far, 2 wins over fences, and he's shaped really well, I thought, at Exeter last time out. If you watch that run back, it was a very strongly run race. He was up on the hammer throughout, over racing if anything, tanking through the race, jumping superbly. He just faded after last. It was a pretty amazing run that he was still in contention there. I think those sort of tactics around Aintree with his sound jumping, he could get plenty of these out of their comfort zone from quite an early stage at a strong gallop. Tom Bellamy's booked. He's overpriced for me. He's a double figure, nearly 20 to 1 for looking, and I think he'll go extremely well. The remaining 6 races, we'll spin through them in time order, starting at Sandown in the 115, the rescheduled Fighting Fifth, a grade 1. Well, if Constitution Hill turns up, I think he'll win on the bridle. He was very impressive at Sandown back when he started out over hurdles. He's not done anything wrong since. He's a top-class performer, not so sleep. He's liable to set a really strong pace which will suit him. He'll overpower them all up the hill. It'll be interesting to see if Shishkin, what sort of race he runs, provided he jumps off. 150 at Sandown, the Henry VIII, a grade 1. Well, I think Isio has been rather overlooked here. He's a lovely young chaser, jumps soundly. He was disappointing last time at Newton Abbott, but that form's had a boost by the winner, JPR won, looking like he would have won by miles. Next time out, he fell at the last then. I think he's worth chancing to bounce back to his best. Now, the key is he's revelled in deep ground here last March when winning a red-hot 16-runner handicap hurdle. I think his jumping over fences has looked an asset on both starts so far, perhaps just needing the run first go and then bouncing second go, but Lorcan Williams is booked. I think that'll help with the price. I think he's going to be sort of 4 or 5 to 1, and I think that's very fair. Back to Aintree for the 240, a juvenile hurdle. Liari comes from the Paul Nicholls yard, blistering form at the minute, 12 winners in the last fortnight at a 30% strike rate. His juvenile was very well backed when landing the cash at Wincanton at the end of October. Was still raw, still a bit green. His jumping lacked fluency at times, but he was pretty impressive in the end. I think there'll be loads more to come, and I think this more galloping track will suit him going this way round. So there's a lot more improvement to come. Back to Sandown for the Tingle Creek at 3 o'clock, a grade 1 over 2 miles. Well, I think John Bond's a class apart from these rivals. He's only been beaten once. It came in the Arkle last season behind El Fabiolo. He returned to the fray at Cheltenham with a really impressive display in the Schlur, winning with a minimum of fuss. If you watch that run, but I did think De Bourneville probably overdid it. He let him go with the choke out, but he had them beaten at halfway, and he sustained a relentless gallop. Harry Skelton rode in that race, and he said he'd never seen anything like it, the pace they were going. I think John Bond will land a short price here with the minimum of fuss. The 315 at Aintree, a handicap hurdle over 2 miles 4. There's a very interesting runner here from Ireland, Prince Zaltar of Philip Rothwell. He's owned by the Blind Squirrel Syndicate, a very shrewd bunch of punters. I watched his run back at Cheltenham Cheltenham last month behind American Sniper. I thought he shaped really well. He was dropped out in a poor position and stayed on strongly up the hill. I think the flat galloping nature of Aintree on testing ground should be ideal. He's got loads of battle-hardened experience from racing in much stronger company in Ireland. I think he'll go close here in what should be a strongly run race. And finally, to Sandown, that lovely marathon handicap chase at 3:35, the London Marathon, 3 mile, 4.5 furlongs. Well, Cyclop, he's only got one eye, hence his name, but he's a reliable 12-year-old. He revels in deep ground. I think this 3 mile, 4 furlong test will really suit him, and he ran absolute blinder last time out over 3 miles at this track, and I think an extra 4 furlongs is exactly what he needs. Best of luck with all 8 races on Saturday, betting experts.